We homestead, we prep, we try to do all these things. But there are 3 things that we forget the most of, and 3 things we really need to focus on as homesteaders and preppers to make sure we're going to be successful in what we're doing. So today's video is going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about 3 things that a lot of people forget when they talk about homesteading, when they talk about prepping, when they talk about living a sustainable life. These 3 things are key. So let's jump right into them. Today's video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to The Max. We are glad that you're here. If you're new to our channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, and give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. That's okay, but give us a comment of what you think about this video and also what you think about our channel and how our channel will hopefully help and gain wisdom as we go through this volatility in our world. So we're actually homesteading. I'm a little croupy today, so excuse my my voice, but it doesn't stop. So we move cows, we've got pigs and sheep ready. We're gonna be doing some butchering and processing this next week. So we've done a lot of work as we get ready for the winter season here on our farm, which is planning and being sustainable. Now, that's the point of this video, is we have to understand the value of things that we are forgetting as a prepper or a homesteader and how it's so easily overlooked. Let's jump right into them. Number 1 is a community or a friends network are working together. So many times I think us as preppers or us as homesteaders, we get to this mentality that we have to do it all our own self. There's no one out there doing like us, and it's all about us and all about our family. However, that is key. There is parts of that is key. Our goal is to always raise our family and let them see the value of homesteading and prepping, and we try to motivate them in that capacity. However, in any scenario, in a crap hits the fan scenario or a collapse or a major issue that we've been talking about, or just typical homesteading, we cannot always do it alone. There's times we're gonna need help. We're gonna need to barter skills. So we need to build that community. We need to have friends to come alongside of us. For instance, we do a lot of butchering and processing seminars. We had one on chickens just last year. We do some soap and some canning classes as well. Now, why do we do that? It's not just because we want to show our farm off or show our skills off. It's to teach, because our goal is to make sure that we're building a community of like-minded folks to do what we're doing. We bulk order feed. So a lot of times there's some guys that go in with us and we'll buy tons of feed that's good quality non-GMO feed. We buy Tucker Milling. I made a video on this not too long ago, and I'll link it below in the description. But the goal is to make sure we're buying quality feed, and I can't do it alone. So we have 2 or 3 other guys that will put a pallet on there or put a few tons on there. So it allows that shipment to be a lot cheaper. Again, like-minded folks, building the friends network, building the community to turn around and work together. If I don't know how to fix an automobile, I need someone else to maybe do that so we can work together. But he may not know how to butcher, or he may not know how to milk a cow, so then that's when I can step in. Maybe he's struggling with budgeting and financing, which is what I love doing. I can jump in there and help him. But then again, I may need help mending some fence that I can't do, or building some addition that I can't build, or needing help just to tear down the stanchion. For instance, we're tearing down our stanchion and working on it. That's a lot of work, but ultimately we're gonna do it and do it right. However, as our family is building that, we've done some security and some defense protocols to our home that I personally couldn't do. I had to have friends to do that and help me do it. So we're going to talk about that in another video, about defending our homestead and how important that is. So that's coming up. Look forward to that. But the whole purpose is to understand we have to work together. You're not in it alone. You have to build community. The places you find community, at your local church, at a community center, maybe at a Azure Standard pickup. We've learned that when we provide a grocer here with Azure Standard, all of a sudden there's 20 or 30 other families that are a lot like us that we didn't know. We found them at a local pickup for a grocer that buys holistic food. Isn't that awesome? Maybe it's at a flea market. Maybe it's just at a gathering in town. Maybe it's at a convention. There's homesteader conventions and prepping conventions all over America now because it's a growing trend. So we have to build that community. Say you can't get out. Look on Facebook, look on YouTube for community building groups, and then you could pass along ideas, and you can build a great friend community list that can help you get through very tough times. So number one, friends and community, you're not at this alone. Number two is kids. It's the future generations. We can't just say they're a lost generation. Just like the generation before us, they can't say it's a lost generation. The world keeps spinning until the ultimate demise of the world will keep on going. So we have to teach our children the values and morals of what we're doing. We have to pass down those traits. We have lost the fact that a lot of times we didn't pass down those things. Today, right now as we're speaking, we're getting ready to go to church, but we are literally rendering lard. We are literally watering our turnip greens, and we have literally prepped to get pigs out of a forest for butchering. If I don't teach my kids the value of growing, and I don't teach my kids the value of building a new stanchion and learning to be good with your hands, if I'm not teaching my children those things, not only skills, but maybe quality education and morals, then what are we gonna have when they grow up? A future of not knowing anything. If all they learn is virtual games and all they learn is sitting inside and being lethargic and eating fast food, then we're not building a new generation, and the failure would be on us as the prior generation. We homeschool. We believe in homeschooling. If you can't homeschool, I'm not looking down upon that. I think it's great that you've seen a massive growth on homeschool. And one thing that the pandemic showed us was that our education system sucks and it needs to be fixed. So public education, private education both need fixing, but I love to see people move towards home education. As a Christian, we do believe that the structure of the home was kids learning from their parents. I believe that we can teach them so much more than just education. We can teach them the morals, values, and how to be a contributing person to society and be able to give back to the next generation. Building skills, not only with your community, but letting your kids know value. They're not a lost generation, but they need our guidance, and they need to make sure they're learning good quality education, homeschooling or private education or public education, but be involved there to understand that we don't need to lose this generation. They are the now, and we need to make sure that we can train them to be a great quality future to keep America at a good point. And third, this is kind of a different one for me, and I truly believe in this. Now, you do not have to, I'm gonna preface this, you do not have to go run 10 miles a day. You do not have to go spend 3 hours in the gym. You don't have to do any of that. But what I am saying is number 3 is watching your health, keeping good exercise, and staying somewhat fit. Now, what I mean by that is this. For your age, if you're 20, that may be a little bit more aggressive and a lot more fitness and cardio. If you're 40, you may not can do some of those things, but you can do some strength training and maybe a good jog or walk here and there. If you're older, 60, 70 and older, that's okay too. A good walk, a good aerobics, good pool time. Any of those things can be good for us. It can be simple exercise, simple fitness, and simple health, watching what we eat. If our bodies are supposed to take care of us, and we're supposed to prep, and we're supposed to homestead, and we're supposed to make sure that we're being sustainable, if our bodies start breaking down, and I know we can't help some of that now. If we're having major health issues, that's a totally different scenario. But if we're talking about just not eating trash food, and we're talking about going on walks to build a fitness and build a cardio, because again, if it comes down to it, if our bodies are needing to be utilized more, if we're needing to build more skills, if we're needing to take care of ourselves in any collapse or bad situation that our world throws at us, if we're lethargic and overweight and not in any kind of shape at all, then we're just a sitting duck. So I'm not talking about the people that are having bad health issues or that are handicapped in any way. I'm talking about people, if you can do anything, you need to be building a cardio. You need to be doing some kind of fitness. You need to be doing some kind of just working out. It can be very, very simple. So I leave that broad because it depends on your age, it depends on your well-being, it depends on where you live. It doesn't mean you got to go to a gym for 3 hours. It doesn't mean you have to go on a 10-mile run. I enjoy being able to do those things. But if I had to go build that shop over there and I couldn't pick up all the wood because I'm just out of shape, then I'm not doing anything to help build that structure. So I have to do things to keep my body ready to turn around and build those things. It may be simply working through a sickness. Like for instance, I don't want to be out here sometimes when I'm sick or when it's nasty, but we train our bodies to get over some things. We have to step above. It's a teaching method that we have to make our bodies train through it. It's like sore muscles. It's like being sick. Instead of taking medicine, we go out and we build immunity through being outside. We get vitamin D from the sun. It may be something so simple as that. A bonus part of that is too self-defense. Now we're going to be talking about defending our homestead very, very soon. We have a great video and a very good informational purpose of what we've done for our home. But what I'm talking about, it may just be simply learning some skills such as some kind of kickboxing, some kind of boxing, some kind of karate, some kind of hand maneuvers. It may be self-defense tactics that you learn at a local gym. You're never too old to learn something new. If we always stay humbled, meek and mild, and understanding that we don't know everything, then we can learn a lot. And learning good self-defense skills, learning how to be a community, learning how to raise our children, learning that we can build new skills by someone teaching us are all very good things. Some things I'm not gonna know and I can't learn at all, so we need help. Some things I can't do and I have to teach my children. Sometimes I need to be in better shape to make sure I can do what I'm doing. A lot of these things I think we leave behind in the homesteading and prepper community. We go in and we raise our food and we say we are the only ones that's doing it. Nobody needs to know what we're doing. We're going to do this all alone. Well, then there's times where our health does deteriorate and we need help. If we have those friendships built and we have those communities built, it's a game changer. I share a hay field with somebody because I don't need all the hay. They need some and I need some because we came together. We've built a relationship. We can do the whole contract for that hay field, which will ultimately help us because we know where our winter feeding is coming from. It's all about being innovative, learning good techniques, and not forgetting some of the basics that we tend to forget as a prepper and homesteader. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Go out there, do something today, have hope, and know we can do this and we can work together to make a better America, but it takes sometimes these three things that we tend to forget. God bless you guys. Happy homestead, y'all.